governor. I lived there from the age of let's see if you're raising your hand. I lived there, and I was here standing on the porch when Dr. King came. I saw him, I saw him, but anyway, I didn't get out. Dr. King comes in here. He speaks for about 20 minutes, and he also sings a song, which was his favorite. If I Can Help Somebody, y'all may know that song. He sings that song. He comes out and he leaves and he goes. He ends up going back to. This is March 27th of 1968. He goes back to his hotel. From there, he goes to Memphis, Tennessee, where on April 4th he was assassinated. Wow. This church is historic, very historic, in the sense that this is the last place that Dr. King spoke before he went to Memphis and gave his mountaintop speech. This church is very significant for that, and because of that, it has a landmark designation. It is considered a municipal landmark and historic designation. Very, very significant, for the African American community. But here's a story. I received a transcription of a story of this story. Now, again, we're back to why you got to be careful who you listen to and why, unless it can be proven. Some of the stories I've been told that Dr. King comes for this reason and he comes for that one. Now, with Dr. King going to those three cities, Jersey City, Newark, and up in Patterson, at the time there were 4 newspapers who covered it. In Patterson, there was two in Patterson, the Morning Call and the Patterson Evening News. In Newark, it was the Star Ledger, and in Jersey City, it was two papers in Jersey City. Now, here's the interesting part. And this is why I follow written accounts. Those 5 newspapers, 3 because they were syndicated. Those newspapers basically tell the same story. They all say the same thing, that he came because Dr. King said the same thing in all 3 places. Basically the same story, that he came to raise money. Now, the story that was told later, that's not why he came. But that's I have to go by the newspaper. The newspaper for me is the written account of why, and again, it is verified for me because 3 different newspapers, 3 different towns, 3 different writers, and they all weren't here. They all weren't in the same place. For them to write the same kind of story in 3 different places in New Jersey is for me enough evidence to say that I believe that story rather than some of the other stories that I have heard. So as I follow history, sometimes things have to be verified, and sometimes the only way it can be verified is through written accounts. Here's another good one. There's a woman who I know who says that Dr. King kissed her. As he came out of church, he kissed her, and I find it hard to believe. The reason why in 1959 Dr. King was stabbed in Harlem. He spent, I forget how many days in Harlem hospital because he almost died. I am sure that you couldn't get close to him. Mm-hmm. And for him to stop and kiss a stranger, I don't know. That it may have happened, but my personal feeling is I doubt that. So, of